performance mindset. Look at all. Getting ready to present at the. Getting ready to start the peak performance. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Savvy Sales Lady Live. I'm Christine Harrington, the Savvy Sales Lady, and today we're going to talk about prospects versus leads versus buyers. Oftentimes we do what we know. Even if it isn't working, we still do the same old thing. Why? We don't want to take the time to look at the big picture because we're so programmed just to get through the day. Here's an example. Your job requires you to cold call. All the social media posts you read says cold calling is dead, a waste of time. So you go into your day believing this. When it's time to cold call, you kind of sigh and reluctantly pick up that phone. At the end of the hour, your self-fulfilling prophecy has come through. Lousy cold calling results. You start the next day the same way. And then you wonder, why are you so lousy at cold calling? You know something has to change, right? But you just can't seem to get out of your own way to find a solution. You blame the leads, you blame the prospects that you've been given by either your boss or the marketing department. It's all their fault. Today's video is about helping you break through and look at leads and prospects in a different way, from the angle of a buyer. Why? Because not all leads and prospects are buyers. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. Not all leads and prospects are buyers. I'm going to help you today to sift through to find the real buyers. So let's go to our first post. So leads generally come through to you through a website, through a referral, through social media, through a leads list, or maybe you inherited a book of business that you've taken over. That's where your leads are coming through. Now, prospects is a business or person in your niche that you've targeted to sell. All right, now let's go back. Leads are not that. Leads are people that are finding you, that are finding your business, your company, your product and service. Where a prospect is a business or person in your niche that you've targeted to sell. All right. It could be a cold calling list that your marketing department created for you. And then about half of the phone numbers are wrong, right? Because they didn't scrub it. Or it's a book of business you've taken over, just like a lead. You can have a book of business for a lead too. There's some overlap here. And you can also find referrals as well. That's a prospect. So what's the difference between a referral prospect and a referral lead? Here's the difference. A referral lead is someone who says, Sally is just 100% convinced that your product and service can help me. So I'm calling to find out more about that. Or the reviews that you've been given on your product and services compel that lead to reach out and either buy your product or book an appointment to hear more about it. Okay. Those could be two different types of referrals. One is from a colleague or a friend or someone they know that is recommending your product or service. And then when you're a prospect, though, if the referral is a referral prospect, this is someone who has said in an introduction, Bill, I'd like for you to meet Jan. I use her product and service. Two different conversations, whether you have leads or prospects, there's two different conversations. So it's important that the first thing you do when you're given a list is to identify, is this a lead or is this, excuse me, a prospect? Got to get a drink. I had 2 virtual trainings today, and sometimes I have to get a drink. So you have to distinguish first, is it a lead or a prospect? Because there are two different journeys that you're going to go down. Interacting with a lead is different than interacting with a prospect. So the first thing you're going to do is determine, is this a lead or a prospect based on how you received that person's name, phone number, and email. Okay? Think of it this way. A lead shows an interest in your product and service, and a prospect doesn't know anything about your product or service. They don't know you and they don't know anything about you. Where a lead would know something about you, they've been to the website, they've been following you, they know something about you. So those are the two biggest things that you want to determine first before you put them into a sales journey, into a sales process. And you should have two different sales processes for the lead and the prospect. Okay. So you're going to ask, who's the buyer, the lead or the prospect? Who's easier to convert? Is it the lead or is it the prospect? Okay. In my experience, the lead is much easier to convert than the prospect because they're seeking out your product and service, where the prospect has never heard of you at all. And this is where cold calling a prospect is very different than cold calling a lead, because actually that lead is a warm call, not a cold call, because they know a little bit about you. That's about it. Okay. So, how would you approach the lead? All right. They know something about you. The first question I would ask to a lead is, you know, what's your interest in reaching out? What intrigued you to do that? Find out a little bit of information about them. Where, see, you wouldn't say that to a prospect. What I would do with a referral prospect is say, hi Jim, this is Christine from ABC Widgets. A mutual friend of ours, John, suggested that I give you a call to see if I can help you with your widget issues. Are you still having problems with your widgets? Okay. So, do you see how that would be a little different than, Hi, Jim. This is Christine calling from ABC Widgets. I see that you submitted a form on our website asking for more information. How can I help you with this? Or you could say, what kind of issues are you having that caused you to reach out? That would probably be a better question. So the approach is different. A true cold call, a true cold call structure, you're going to use with the prospect, but you're not going to use that same structure for the lead because, again, they know something about you. Okay. I have a whole gamut of information. I could go on and on about this with you because they are two different journeys. But for the sake of time, I'm going to break this up into two parts. And Thursday, I'm going to do the actual journey with you. So I just wanted to start off the conversation to get you thinking over these next couple of days before we go live again on Thursday, thinking about this person that I'm about to call. Is this person a lead or is this person a prospect? Because again, they're going to be two different sales journeys, two different conversations. And then out of that, are they really buyers? Now, if you've got someone that's coming to your website and they're kicking the tires, do you know what I mean by that? Kicking the tires? They're just trying to figure out what your pricing is and how much is it going to cost them, what kind of commitment it would take. They're not serious buyers because what they do is they use that information you give them and then they go to another vendor or another business and try to bargain you down on the price. That's why I never give my pricing when it's a tire kicker or when all they want is information. They have to book a 30-minute consultation with me in order to to decide, are they a right fit for me? Am I a right fit for them? And then I'll put together a plan and give it to them, and it'll be different from the other plan that I gave to the person, maybe a couple hours earlier. So not everybody is the same. And I see so many salespeople get into that rut because it's easier to treat every prospect and lead the very same way in the very same sales journey. And it is not the same. So I wanted to give you these tidbits to think about before we go live Thursday night. So over all day tomorrow, all day Thursday, look at your prospect list, look at your leads list. Don't get fooled by the names because, in the sales world, leads and prospects are used interchangeably, but they're really not the same. And that's really what I want you to focus on over the next 2 days. All right. So we've got a big plan for you Thursday night to take you through the journeys so you can see how all of this unfolds and to determine who are the buyers, the real buyers. Stay savvy. And remember, sales is a journey, not a quick trip around the block. I'll see you Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Bye bye.